Many people believe that after 60, health inevitably declines. But that's not a given. Contrary to what some think, the body has a remarkable capacity for regeneration, even at an advanced age. The key lies in your habits, especially diet. Edgar Cayce, known for his natural remedies, used to say that certain foods have the power to activate the circulatory system, revitalize organs, and even improve intimacy. It's not about miracles, but understanding how your body responds to the right stimuli. When your circulation improves, everything changes. More energy, clearer memory, less joint pain, and yes, a direct impact on your intimate life. Ignoring this can mean remaining stuck in a cycle of fatigue and apathy. The good news is that small daily choices made consciously can truly transform this scenario. What many don't realize is that intimacy is directly linked to circulation. Poor blood flow means less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and more toxins retained in the body. Cayce emphasized that vitality begins in the blood vessels and with simple food choices, like a juice, a root, or a leafy green. In this video, we'll explore 7 common, accessible foods scientifically recognized for their positive effects after age 61. And the best part, you can start using them today. So if you want more energy, better circulation, and even a stronger intimate life with dignity, keep watching. And please subscribe to the channel, give us a like and comment below if any of these foods are already part of your daily routine. This simple act helps more people access content that can truly make a difference. The journey we propose here doesn't require radical diets or empty promises. They're subtle but powerful adjustments to what you're already eating. The first food may even be in your refrigerator right now. Beets. Rich in natural nitrates, they dilate blood vessels, improve blood flow, and help regulate blood pressure. Studies show that adults over 60 who regularly consume beet juice report more energy, mental clarity, and even improved sexual performance. This is because with more oxygen circulating, muscles function better, the heart works with less effort, and the brain receives stronger stimulation. It's like giving your body a new lease on life. And we're not talking about expensive supplements or magic formulas, but an accessible root vegetable that can be used raw, cooked, or juiced fresh in the morning. Another food that deserves recognition is garlic. Simple and present in nearly every kitchen, garlic is a powerful natural vasodilator. It helps reduce plaque buildup in the arteries and improves blood flow. Edgar Cayce mentioned garlic as part of a longevity diet, highlighting its anti-inflammatory and circulatory effects. Consumed raw in small amounts or mixed into cooked dishes, it cleans the walls of the blood vessels, facilitating the transport of oxygen throughout the body. Additionally, garlic helps balance blood pressure, which is essential for those over 61. Remember that garlic also strengthens the immune system, making it useful for preventing common infections in people with poor circulation. It's an example of how nature offers simple solutions to complex problems. You just need to know how to use them wisely and consistently. Now, let's talk about something sweet, but with a powerful effect: pure cocoa. Forget the sugary, processed chocolates. Cocoa in its natural form is a potent vascular stimulant. It contains flavonoids, which help relax blood vessels, easing blood flow and reducing inflammation. People over 60 can benefit from a small daily dose of cocoa powder mixed with warm water or plant-based milk. In addition to its circulatory effect, it improves mood and reduces stress, which also positively influences intimacy. Cayce believed in the direct relationship between mental well-being and physical health, and cocoa is a bridge between those two worlds. By improving brain oxygenation, cocoa also supports memory and reasoning, reinforcing the idea that food and quality of life go hand in hand, especially as the years go by. Next, we have a fruit that has been used for centuries to strengthen the heart: the pomegranate. Rich in antioxidants, it fights free radicals and protects blood vessels from premature aging. Drinking pure unsweetened pomegranate juice a few times a week can help cleanse the blood, improve artery elasticity, and reduce bad cholesterol. This improvement in circulation directly affects the skin, the sparkle in your eyes, and especially the overall vitality of your body. Modern science confirms what Cayce intuitively mentioned, that certain fruits are true natural remedies. Pomegranate is one of them. For those seeking more energy, hormonal balance, and a more satisfying intimate life, adding this fruit to your diet can be a game changer. And because it's tasty, it's easy to incorporate it into your routine, whether in juices, salads, or even eaten plain. Moving along our list, we come to a food that many know but few appreciate as they should, the avocado. This fruit is a true source of good fats, especially omega-9, which contributes to cardiovascular and brain health. It's also rich in potassium, which helps keep blood pressure under control, and in vitamin E, which directly affects skin and blood vessel elasticity. Edgar Cayce often spoke about the importance of nourishing yourself with foods that feed not only the body but also the mind. The avocado, due to its balanced composition, helps reduce systemic inflammation, improving circulation, and also promoting the production of hormones essential to sexual vitality. Consumed in small portions throughout the week, it becomes a powerful ally for those who want to age healthily and keep the connection with their own bodies alive and present. Another food that deserves special attention is ginger. This ancient root, used in various cultures, has thermogenic properties that speed up metabolism and promote vasodilation. Ginger stimulates blood flow, facilitating the distribution of nutrients and oxygen throughout the body. This is fundamental for tissue regeneration and daily energy. When mentioning ginger, Cayce spoke of the balance between internal heat and fluid circulation as the foundation for a body in harmony. Ingesting fresh ginger in teas or grated in salads and juices is a simple way to obtain its benefits. For those who experience constant fatigue or feel cold extremities, ginger can be a true natural boost. More than that, it helps improve sensitivity and the body's response to stimuli, which is essential for maintaining a satisfying, intimate life even as the decades pass. Closing our selection, we have a food that Cayce recommended frequently: walnuts. Small but nutrient-rich, they offer a powerful combination of omega-3s, zinc, and antioxidants. These elements promote the health of the nervous system, reduce inflammation, and improve blood flow. Eating a handful of walnuts a day may seem like a simple gesture, but their accumulated effects over time are impressive. They help maintain stable energy, reduce blood sugar spikes, and stimulate the production of neurotransmitters linked to pleasure and motivation. This directly impacts sleep quality, mental clarity, and emotional connection. Cayce emphasized that the body responds to what it consistently receives, and walnuts are a daily gift that nature offers to those seeking longevity with quality. Now that we know the 7 recommended foods, it's important to understand that their effects don't appear overnight. The human body takes time to adapt and respond to new stimuli. Edgar Cayce spoke a lot about persistence as a key factor for healing and balance. Incorporating these foods into your routine continuously, without rushing and with awareness, generates results that accumulate over time. Circulation gradually improves, the mind becomes clearer, and well-being grows consistently. It's not about seeking eternal youth, but about honoring age with vitality, lucidity, and dignity. Intimacy in this process becomes a possible and enjoyable experience again, not as an obligation, but as an expression of caring for your own body. This silent transformation is what truly matters when we talk about aging well. Many people believe that after 60, there's nothing left to do but accept limitations. But Cayce showed that this idea is outdated. He argued that vitality is a choice cultivated every day, and that the human body has its own intelligence, ready to respond whenever it receives the correct stimuli. Eating consciously is one of the pillars for activating that intelligence. The foods we mentioned don't require major changes or sacrifices. They're part of nature and, when used regularly, activate internal functions that were dormant. Circulation improves, the body warms up, the mind awakens, and the relationship with yourself transforms. As a result, affective and intimate relationships also gain a new dimension. Energy flows, and pleasure returns to being part of the routine in a natural and healthy way. It's also important to consider the role of hydration in this process. As powerful as the foods we mentioned are, without enough water, the blood doesn't circulate as it should. Cayce emphasized that water was the vehicle of life, fundamental for all body functions. Drinking water throughout the day helps maintain adequate blood viscosity, facilitates nutrient transport, and improves cellular response. In addition, it contributes to the health of the skin, kidneys, and lymphatic system, which is directly linked to immunity and detoxification. When we combine a good diet with adequate hydration, we create an internal environment conducive to regeneration. This is essential for maintaining energy and also for sustaining an active and respectful, intimate life. Every little bit counts, and the sum of them is what builds old age with autonomy and well-being. In addition to diet and hydration, Cayce constantly emphasized the importance of movement. He affirmed that the human body was made to move, and that circulation only reaches its full potential when there's regular physical activity. It's not necessary to do intense exercises. Light walks, stretching when you wake up, or simple conscious breathing exercises are enough to activate the muscles, stimulate the vessels, and keep the blood flowing efficiently. The combination of an adequate diet, water consumption, and daily movement forms an essential tripod for longevity. With this, not only does physical health improve, but also mental and emotional health. The feeling of being alive, active, and present in your own body is one of the greatest achievements in maturity. And this feeling in itself rescues self-esteem and strengthens the bond with one's own intimacy. Another point that deserves attention is the pace of meals. Eating slowly with mindfulness was a practice recommended by Cayce. According to him, the act of eating should be a moment of connection with the body and with what you're ingesting. When we chew well and respect digestion time, we give the body a chance to better absorb nutrients and avoid overloads. This directly influences circulation, as it prevents the digestive system from consuming excess energy and allows blood to be distributed more evenly throughout the body. In addition, this care with the pace of meals reduces inflammation, improves sleep, and regulates hormones linked to mood and libido. Eating mindfully is therefore more than just a healthy habit. It's a gesture of respect for yourself, which reverberates in all aspects of health. It's worth reflecting on the role of the mind in this renewal process. Cayce emphasized that thoughts have a real impact on the physical body. When we cultivate a positive outlook on life, even in the face of the challenges of age, our nervous system responds with more balance. The production of substances like serotonin and dopamine increases, which strengthens immunity, improves mood, and increases the willingness for affectionate relationships. People who feel good about themselves tend to take better care of their bodies, eat more mindfully, and seek healthy ways to live their sexuality. This creates a virtuous cycle where physical and emotional well-being feed each other. Therefore, by adopting the right foods, moving your body, and keeping your mind at peace, you build a solid foundation for aging with ease, autonomy, and joy. Often, the loss of vitality is treated as something natural and inevitable, but the truth is that it's usually linked to years of accumulated bad habits. Cayce believed that the body is a reflection of the choices made over time, and that every change begins with a new look at what we put on our plate. From the age of 61 onwards, the body undergoes hormonal adjustments, changes in bone density, alterations in circulation, and even digestion. However, this doesn't mean decline, it just means that it's necessary to act with more intention. The 7 foods mentioned in this video were chosen not because of trends, but because of their practical effectiveness, supported both by Cayce's observations and by modern research. The decision to include them in your routine is a concrete step towards getting out of the cycle of fatigue and making room for a new phase, more conscious, lighter, and more intimate with your own body. Over the years, it becomes increasingly important to listen to the body's signals. Joint pain, a feeling of heaviness in the legs, difficulty sleeping, and a drop in libido aren't just effects of age, but alerts that something needs to change. Cayce taught that the body warns you before it gets sick, and that it's up to each person to interpret these signals and respond with actions. The good news is that small choices generate big changes. By including a glass of beet juice in the morning or some nuts in the afternoon, you send a message of care to the body. This message translates into more energy, better circulation, and renewed willingness. And when the body responds positively, self-esteem grows, desire strengthens, and intimacy becomes an extension of general well-being again. It's not about rescuing the past, but about building a more alive and conscious present. An important point that shouldn't be ignored is the role of touch and affection in this phase of life. Cayce spoke about the energy that circulates between people when there's a genuine exchange of affection, attention, and presence. Good blood circulation, stimulated by the correct foods, also favors the functioning of the sensory systems, which are responsible for awakening pleasure and sensitivity to touch. With this, physical contact ceases to be just a mechanical gesture and becomes felt with more depth. This is essential for maintaining the emotional and intimate connection between couples who have been together for decades, as well as for those who are open to new relationships after 60. The body, when well nourished, responds with more intensity, presence, and pleasure. And this happens not because you're seeking youth, but because you value experience and the present moment. By integrating these foods and habits into your routine, you not only improve physical health, but also strengthen the sense of autonomy. Cayce always reinforced that self-care is one of the most powerful acts of transformation. When you consciously choose what you eat, how you move, and how you deal with your thoughts, you're telling yourself that you deserve to live well. This changes the way you relate to the mirror, to your partner, and to the world. Vitality after 60 doesn't come only from doctors or medications, but from the sum of daily attitudes. Eating a piece of avocado for breakfast, walking in the sun, drinking water, and sleeping well are real ways to recover energy. This energy fuels the courage to move forward, to rescue desire, to laugh lightly, and to live with more purpose, without age being seen as a limitation, but as a stage of wisdom and action. Another essential aspect is abandoning comparison. Cayce was emphatic in stating that each body has its own time and rhythm. Comparing your health, your body, or your intimate life with those of other people can be one of the biggest obstacles to your evolution. Each body responds uniquely to stimuli. The important thing is to perceive your own improvement, to feel more energy when waking up, less fatigue at the end of the day, more joy in small interactions. These signs are worth more than any external standard. The foods mentioned here aren't ready-made recipes, but invitations to conscious experimentation. Observe how your body reacts to each of them. Feel, over time, the changes that happen from the inside out. This brings back confidence in your own body, the mental clarity, and the emotional tranquility necessary to cultivate healthy relationships and a fuller intimacy, with more truth and less demand. It's also crucial to dispel the idea that intimate health is a forbidden or embarrassing topic after a certain age. Cayce believed that vital energy expresses itself in various ways, and sexuality is one of them. When well cared for, this energy doesn't disappear over time. On the contrary, it can gain new meanings, deeper and less impulsive. What changes is how it manifests itself. Nourishing the body with substances that favor circulation and hormonal balance is therefore a gesture of valuing one's own history. This includes respecting your limits, but also making room for touch, affection, and pleasure. These elements don't belong to a specific phase of life, but accompany the human being until the end, as long as they're cultivated with care. When you understand this, you realize that intimate health is, in fact, an extension of overall health. Most important of all, remember that it's never too late to start. Cayce said that time only has power over us when we give up making choices. As long as there is a will, there is a way, and that way can start today, with a trip to the farmer's market, with the decision to drink more water, or even with the simple choice not to skip breakfast. Every attitude counts. Every gesture of care sends a message to the body that it still matters, that you still want to live well. It's not about looking for magic formulas, but about doing the best with what's within your reach. The foods you saw here are just the beginning. The real impact arises when they become part of your life with consistency and attention. And if this video made sense to you, share it with someone who also deserves to take care of their own health and rediscover vitality, even after 60. Over the years, many forget that living well is a daily construction. Cayce reminded us that the spirit needs space to manifest itself, and that space is the healthy, nourished, and balanced body. When circulation flows, energy flows along with it. When energy is renewed, joy returns to the small moments. And when there's joy, the body responds with more vigor, more presence, more pleasure. This is how intimate health, self-esteem, and enthusiasm come back to be part of everyday life. Not as exceptions, but as part of what you are and what you deserve to live. Looking at food as an ally is recognizing that nature has always offered the answers. It's up to us to listen, experiment, and trust, because taking care of the body after 60 isn't vanity, it's respect. And respect for yourself is the first step towards a fuller life, with more connection, more energy, and more meaning. If you've made it this far, congratulations. It means that you're open to changes and value what really matters. The decision to take care of circulation, diet, and intimacy isn't a small one. It reveals courage, awareness, and a willingness to live intensely despite the years. May this content serve as a starting point for a new phase of your life, a phase with more health, more freedom, and more connection with who you are. If you want to continue learning with us, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave your comment below. Your presence here is valuable and can inspire others to also take this step. Together, we can build a community that values aging with dignity, wisdom, and joy. Because taking care of yourself is the greatest gift we can give to our future, and the time to start is now.